Welcome back, everyone. This is Mark Simonini from Hewlett Packard Enterprise here with Dave Loper from ClearCenter. And today we have another screencast for you in which we are going to cover a few things regarding support. Specifically, we're going to talk today about how the support level for a particular app can be found in the right pane. The other thing that we're going to talk about today is documentation for the apps, where you can find that documentation, and the section where you can get access to that documentation. So Dave, take it away.
All right, thanks, Mark. So within ClearOS, we have support that is available for each and every individual app. So the marketplace has different people that are contributing different apps, and there are a core set of apps that ClearCenter provides, and there are apps that Clear Foundation provides and other entities provide. We have apps from third-party partners, and those different apps may have different levels of support. In some cases, third-party apps even have support through ClearCenter. But to find out, what you do is on your app that you're looking at, say for instance, let's look at the IP settings app. So this is fundamental to ClearOS, this app, because this is where you set your network address. Here on the right-hand side, we can see the support policy. And we have 5 little bullets here, and some of them are gray, and some of them have some color in it. This yellow one is lit up. We have this orange one and the black one. Now, if you click on this, it will show you the legend for the support and which ones are supported and which ones are not. So this one we can see, because we have yellow, orange, and black, that we have public forum supported, that there's casual support. Almost every app is going to have public forum support. There are third-party apps that may not have any public forum support, though. And here we see Clear Foundation supported, forum supported dedicated. This means that we have like a community member that's like really involved in this app, that if you're going to ask a question about it, likely you're going to hit some notifications on them. They're going to be aware of that, and that community member or team of community members may have some invested interest in making sure that happens. Here we have developer ISV supported. This is a third party that is offering support. Oftentimes you'll have to contract with them outside of ClearCenter in order to get support on apps that are lit up like this. With orange, these are ClearCenter professionally supported. That means that you can buy per incident support for this particular app, or that you can get support through your subscription. So if you have a gold or platinum support subscription, then you can get different levels of support with that. The black means that we have team members that are very skilled at that app, and that they may be able to take that app to the next level. So if you're not seeing some features in that app that you know that the open source does in the back end, and you need help or training getting that working, or if you wanted to extend that app and make it work in a different way, and you needed programming to change the way that worked for everybody, or if you needed some special help to get a particularly tough integration with that app working for your organization, then you can purchase that. So those are the different levels of support that we have for certain apps. There's also documentation for apps. So on every app you'll have this documentation button. And this button doesn't just lead to the same clearinghouse for documentation. It leads to documentation for that particular app. So we are in the network app, and we clicked on the documentation, and it talks here about that particular app. But if we went to a different app, such as the one-to-one NAT firewall, for example, and we click on the documentation here, it's going to take us to the documentation for that particular app.
And again, this is all web-based interface. So really what you're doing is, this could be from a client. So as you're looking at the interface, it allows you to go dynamically out to the web.
That's right.
To get the information.
Exactly. So this, you can see, we're on a local address, but the documentation is web-based. The nice thing about that is you can also browse this documentation through kind of the documentation knowledge base. So Here I've clicked on the support icon at the top, and you can see we have the documentation area where I can see the user guide, and those same apps that we had listed, the same apps that we had listed in our interface are here in this documentation library. And we have a knowledge base that also has kind of a deeper dive on certain topics that may be things that are, they're related to the documentation for the app, but they may have certain recipes or best practices or things that you can do with multiple apps or advanced settings or even some command line hints.
Even some how-tos?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Some of the best how-tos are ones that teach a concept where you're putting multiple things together to get a particular solution.
Well, I appreciate you going through this. This is very instructive. So we've covered a little bit about how you can see the different support levels for your apps and navigate through those. I mean, it's good to know that ClearCenter stands behind a lot of these apps, but in some cases they are third party, so you'll need to know and follow that in addition to just getting public-based or community-based support. And then the documentation can be easily accessed up there at the very top of the window through that little book icon, and hopefully that's very useful for folks that are trying to get to know the app a little bit better and find out more information on how they can apply it to their environment. So thank you very much.
Thank you.